The Compassionate Mediation Coaching Certification deals with your personal and spiritual growth, as well as giving you a new skill set and making you an expert in conflict resolution. My name is Linda Kroll. I've been an IFS therapist for over 35 years. I'm a mediator and attorney. I'm a Chopra Certified Teacher of Meditation, Yoga, and Ayurveda. I wrote the book, Compassionate Mediation, How to Add Passion to Your Marriage or Compassion to Your Divorce. And Dick Schwartz, who's the originator of IFS and a good friend of mine, gratefully said on the back of the book that it's relationship healing at its best. And it came out of my own personal experience. I married my college sweetheart. We were married for 20 years. And then when we were looking at a divorce, marriage counseling wasn't working. And I wasn't ready to talk to a lawyer. I wasn't fully done, nor was he. So we stayed separated for 10 years. And then we finally got divorced, but it was an adversarial divorce and a costly divorce, financial, emotional, devastation. And as I sat in the courtroom next to my soon-to-be formerly beloved ex-husband, I told myself there had to be a better way. There had to be a better way for two people who once loved each other to learn how to dissolve their union in the highest good for all concerned. At the time, I was an attorney first, and then I became a mediator. I decided to merge the law and mediation, and then I met Dick Schwartz. And when he introduced me to the higher self that we all have, where we're calm, clear, compassionate, I knew that if we merge self-leadership with compassionate communication and teaching individuals and couples how to listen with empathy, that they can talk about anything. And because people came to me for both individual counseling, couples counseling, and divorce mediation, I was never sure why they were coming to me. I asked them. And often, either they didn't know. If there were couples, they both might have had the same agenda, but one might have wanted to stay, the other one wanted to leave. Compassionate mediation is more than marriage counseling. It's more than divorce counseling. It's more than discernment counseling. It's a combination, but it takes it even further because it promotes emotional and spiritual healing along with legal and financial information. And sometimes when two people come to see me and they both want a divorce, but they both learn what they have brought to the situation, what changes they can make in the situation, how they can be more self-led, they can create a new relationship together. So in marriage counseling, sometimes the clients and sometimes the therapists feel like you failed if you do marriage counseling and then someone's thinking about a divorce or leaving or a separation. And that means you either refer them out too quickly, you get lack of confidence that you're not going to be able to create the outcome that you think is right. Maybe you refer them out to a mediator, refer them out to an attorney, and separation or divorce as an expertise that you don't have. My goal is to give you that expertise. Not only give you the expertise, but give you all the information. Because when people are courageous enough to talk about an ending, they can also create a new beginning. And they can talk about with you their parenting styles, their sex life, finances, because I give you the handouts, the templates, the scripts, the manuals for leading all these discussions. Marriage counseling has presumed that both people are committed to the marriage, but you can be in a marriage and have a part of you that's thought about leaving. And what we do in compassionate mediation is we make it welcome for all parts to be seen, acknowledged, empathized with, heard, respected. And we do that in a way that gives people the space to understand themselves better and to understand their partners better. I've been doing this for 35 years. And as I realized there had to be a better way than the typical adversarial process, that we had to shield our children from the shrapnel of the animosity of their parents, the whole program was born. And I've taught it to different cohorts, to people all over the world. And my next cohort is starting soon. It is by invitation. I want to know you personally. I want to know what your goals are. I want to make sure that what I'm offering is a fit, because it's not just what I'm offering. It's also what other people are bringing to the table. And because I care so much about bringing similar heart-centered, spiritually aware, evolving, highly intelligent, and accomplished women together. It is a personal group. It's a small group where I take you by the hand, get to know you personally, and hear from you. Where are you in your personal and professional life? Where would you like to be in 3 months, 6 months, in a year? And how can I help you get there? What do you need? What would be helpful? So in marriage counseling, you're headed towards putting a Band-Aid on your wounds of your marriage. I often tell people that come to me, even if they're both committed to marriage counseling and neither one has thought of divorce, to think that their first marriage is over. It's not about fixing it. It's about creating something new based on who they both are now and what they want and need. And do we have to process some of the pain from the past? Yes, but we don't have to keep dredging it up into the present and projecting it into the future. It's a new beginning with a new way to communicate. You learn how to integrate these into your practice. I don't care if you do everything the way I suggested. It's just a template. Everything I give you is a template for something that you can take forward. I've taught hundreds of other professionals, and I would love to share it with you. Anything that you need logistically is there on the Compassionate Communication Academy for you to go back to. But the live sessions are truly transformational. They are an opportunity for everyone in the group, including myself, to be reminded of our connection to our higher power, of our gifts that we can align with when we get our egos out of the way, when we're not worried about what people are thinking of us. Or the big one for me is I didn't have to fix it. I don't have to fix, save, or rescue anyone. I create a compassionate environment to attune their higher self to myself, their self, each other. And in that field of empathy and compassion, miracles happen. So when you bring in this technique and you're doing marriage counseling, it gives you the freedom to talk about everything. Compassionate mediation give you the opportunity to keep your clients for weeks, months, and usually years, because it takes years for people to resolve conflict, to make a decision about whether they want to stay or go. Sometimes they separate. They need you to help facilitate that. If they want to talk about a divorce, you have the expertise to bring up the subjects. You don't have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be a mediator. You have to be someone who is one step ahead of your clients with the information to give them. There's content and there's process. You give them content, but that triggers their process. For instance, let's say that one of the things they have to talk about in a relationship is money. Now, this is in marriage counseling. This is if they separate and they get divorced. But just bringing up the topic of money throws everybody's parts into action. They've either had habits that have bothered them, they feel over-responsible, they feel in the dark, whatever. So that brings up a whole conversation that you facilitate. And you can do this with every skill set that I give you. So connect to your best self, let go of your limiting beliefs, unburden pain from the past, and relate from your heart. And we talk about how to do the first session, how to teach the miracle of empathy, how to help people explore their options, because most people don't know what the options are. It's kind of, you stay together, you get divorced. No, you go to counseling, marriage counseling. You talk about a postnuptial agreement, which I teach you how to talk about. You don't have to put a postnuptial agreement together. You just have to let them know it's possible, that they can become more informed financially. They can make decisions if they ever got divorced, and you can help them have that conversation. If they do a postnup, they'll need an attorney to write it up, but I teach you all of that to teach them. So I teach you how to help them explore their options, including postnups, nesting, legal separation, justice separation, what would go into a divorce. Again, you don't have to be a legal expert or a financial expert, but even in that hour of the module that we do on understanding finances, you come out knowing so much more than you thought, plus you have the video to refer to, and then you have all the handouts that remind you. So it's not even like you have to memorize it. It's just all the cheat sheets you need to stay ahead. So the process becomes live every 2 weeks for 3 months, and then practice sessions in between. And then I would usually put a bonus session in at some point on marketing and how to take what you're learning and incorporate it. The materials I give you are ones that you could use to offer your own class. offer your own Zoom call. So I want to give you the seeds to use in whatever practice you have. This is truly an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth, giving you emotional and legal and financial information, but it's a way to really facilitate more self-care for yourself, more self-leadership for yourself and your clients. I've done it for a long time. I've put it all together, and I like to say it's like having your own personal therapist, mediator, attorney, and spiritual coach in your back pocket, because that's what we'll have going for the time we're together and then beyond. Please connect with me. This is just the beginning. Sending you a lot of love, a lot of gratitude, and we'll talk again soon.